Abusiafo ni eti for hire for 1GH and then our first time about so I need no book and so now subscribe my say be news be no she be ubinye notification of phones to na be shafin so my fit be share more than for so enye beti for me nken some so thing. Him say a speaker join a meeting or parliament indefinitely. But right now as speaking or at Forson in same to ja just the enya some good one and some no can just say a NPP amanu koni ade o my dem abuse the constitution or say a speaker then and I say parliament na dey punish NPP amanyukun because mo na mo twa 2 letters e by speaker bamba be nim say ke be yan komon bra na nkom meden na nkom santana sipi no sanka asem no na no ma ba only one NPP MP and already with me report as am attach and connect me ra ho wa with me could see the speaker bamba be kind say no speaker bamba be dey before the appear say no any won say Ken Japan na Alliance they are boa any Ken Japan mo any appear could be mu nyina dey abegina ho I say after na mo ba because the speaker enya tena say ni kwan say obi ade itimi rem inti right now as speaking no and I beka enya to force anya dey agusan ko for any mass branch say enya asem to amen so man kam ni kutin sem bia na speech bi da to ja e ba na dey nkomo dwena dey ato.
2, we left our busy schedule, suspended our campaigns and reported to duty this morning only to see that the NPP members of parliament who actually recalled parliament, we noticed that they failed to show up. This morning at about 7 o'clock, we showed up at the business committee meeting on the 6th floor only to notice that the NPP members of the committee once again failed to show up at the business committee. I personally called the committee clerk and I was informed that she is out of the jurisdiction and no one has reached out to him to her to program the business of the day. I was worried and reached out also to the NPP side and to have an indication as to what their plan is. No one responded. I am deeply worried and deeply concerned that the very people that requested for parliament to be recalled failed to show up. Clearly what we are seeing here is an abuse of the constitution and the standing orders of Ghana's parliament. The NPP minority caucus have indeed caused financial loss to the state and to us, the NDC members of parliament, and to the people of Ghana. We say this because these recalls cost Ghana money. This is not the first time that they have done this. They've done this a couple of times, but we see nothing than disrespect. We call on the people of Ghana to see the behavior of the NPP and punish them accordingly. They have certainly, everything shows that the NPP are tired, they are fed up, and they are not ready to work for the people. They are bereft of ideas and they are short of vision. They cannot solve the suffering of the people. All what they do out there during campaigns, in spite of the hardship, is to sing and dance Osisifia. That's all what they do. In times like this, when the ordinary Ghanaian is struggling to survive, they are dancing and singing Osisifia and sharing money. We want Ghanaians to see them as such and vote against them and sack them. Because clearly, you can see, we have over 100 NDC MPs here today out of the 137, and we are determined to do what is right. But colleagues, let me make this point to the people of Ghana. Let no one deceive you that the NDC is here to obstruct the people's business. No, we are rather here to work for the people of Ghana. We see this as a call to duty. We turn up in our numbers to do what we have to do, only to find out that the very group of people that called us to consider government business, they have no business. So the truth out there is that there is no urgent government business. There is no urgent government business and the government has no business. They have given up, they've checked out, and they want the election to be done as soon as possible so that they can leave office. Fellow Ghanaians, let's vote against this incompetent government and have our country back. Thank you.
That's a little issue here. But Vivian, so early on we saw members of parliament on the NPP side join us. They came, they didn't enter the chamber, and they left. Now we've been addressed by the minority leader, Kesi Forson, who makes the point that the NPP side of the house have wasted time and have caused financial loss to the state. That's exactly the phrase he used. They are clearly dissatisfied, the NDC side. But Vivian, I've been joined by Member of Parliament for South Dai, Roxanne Dafia Mekpo. Honorable, just brief words. Your caucus is not happy. They've made the case that the NDC or the NPP have caused financial loss to the state. What's the thinking of the NDC side right now?
You heard leader say that we are not happy, and I think that the entire nation shouldn't be happy, because these are the group of people that have been entrusted with the power to exercise executive power of states, and in doing so, your party has formed government and they are in parliament. They are supposed to bring government business for us to transact. Now, I reference this matter that Speaker, this group of MPs, they dilly-dallied from between June agenda house CNDA on 30th of July. On 31st of July, they filed for another recall, if you remember. When we came, they listed a lot. In fact, in that letter to Speaker, they practically embarrassed Speaker by using unprintable words. Speaker didn't budge. Speaker recalled the house. When we came here, the number of items that they listed as being of national interest, and then that was the end. After 2 days, Speaker had to adjourn the house CNDA because they walked out on the second day, and so we couldn't attain quorum, a decisional quorum. We had a commencement quorum, so we adjourned CNDA. The next day, then they filed for this recall and listed a whole list of businesses as being of national interest, as being urgent, and therefore ought to be considered before today. Speaker again complied. How do you abuse exercise of executive power of state this way? Abuse of resources and abuse of opportunity. Because the people of this country, majority gave them the opportunity to be in government and to exercise executive power of state. This is how they abuse it.
Are you of the view that this is deliberate by the NPP side not to show up?
This is not deliberate, you heard Speaker say they wrote they wrote a major memo for a recall, and 2 days later they added an addendum to the recall, indicating a certain tall list of businesses to be considered, including the establishment of 8 universities in a day. So if you recall the house, and we are here, I had to leave Southern yesterday at night just to be able to attend to the business today.
What's the next line?
And then we come, and you don't even show respect to matters of state. These are matters of state protocol. These are affairs of state. You don't even show up to whatever excuse there are. Come and tell the nation why you think that we shouldn't do business today and that we should do it tomorrow. Come and tell the country.
What's the next line of action for the NDC caucus?
But the tragedy, you see, what I want to add is that the tragedy of the situation is that because it's a constitutional provision, they can even trigger it again this evening. And Speaker is compelled under the constitutional stipulations to abide.
Honorable Jonobua is also here, and the members of parliament are engaging themselves. So gradually, we've seen they are engaging among themselves. So gradually, we've seen that some members of parliament on the NPP side are trooping in. They are coming in as it goes, but they've not entered the chamber. They came, engaged among themselves briefly at the entrance, and they are headed back to their caucus meeting. earlier, Honorable Andy Apia could be Member of Parliament for Asante Akim North, mentioned to me that he was unaware of any said caucus meeting that is apparently going on. You recall that Member of Parliament for Ibuakwa South, Samuel Atachia, mentioned to us earlier that there was a meeting, a caucus meeting going on. Honorable Jonobua, are you able to share a few words with us? It's a caucus meeting ongoing right now. So the leader sent you to come to conclave?
Yeah, when we came, speaker is already on the chamber, on the seat. So we don't know what is happening, and we are going to report to our leader.
We understand there's a caucus meeting going on. Can you confirm that for us?
Yes, yes. We did caucus meeting this morning, and we are supposed to have a conclave with the speaker to know what will transpire this morning. And we came, and the speaker is already seated. So we don't have any option than to.
So do you have a problem with speaker already starting proceedings in the house?
We don't know what is actually going on. So let us go and relay the information to our leader.
All right, thank you very much. So Honorable Alexander Jonobua, who is also in NPP leadership, speaking to us, he said that he's been sent by the NPP leader, Alexander Penyo Markin, majority leader. They still insist they are the majority side, to come and ascertain what's happening in the house. He makes the point that they are not too happy with some of the way the speaker has gone about conducting business. So, Vivian, that is what is happening right now. The NDC side seems to have stormed out of the house.
The Supreme Court is asking that they should be allowed to come to Parliament. Did you see them here? Did you see the second deputy speaker here?
Because you have occupied their seat.
Did you see them here?
Because you have occupied.
Nobody. Did you see them here? No, that's not about chaos. I am telling you, they are only tricking us. They are in their constituencies campaigning. They never intended to do any business. They are only disturbing and wasting the people of this country's time. Look. So it's President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Baumia who told their people not to come, because we are majority. Is it the case that a minority cannot come to Parliament? When we're minority, were we not coming to Parliament? Who says when you are in a minority you cannot come to Parliament? We are addressing, the leader is addressing us. So you go and listen to him.
Abujan phone for any information about trainer so semeti for pemasem no. Yemam tisa news akosenya asem ketwa. So edifa pia kubi so ababonten ka se na wonim se onim kran se na ebihia onim de ekọ outcome se wo so onim de ekọ abran wo ye leader. I can't the whole and as what catch again for you say or pack can purchase and be and made the comments and say I trade 2 letters near course winning and a transit. And I do man as be no we no can say Alexander ye once the same to no can so more here for your markings because more a buy no next speaker as speakers riding I can say we send this Friday ask me out from the parliament because speaker can say you are seeing definite we are joining meeting indefinitely. Into what then as a woman so I can Japan and so go have your markings because the econo so many engine want to say any answer to Forson and some of the 2 at the gungo free animals and so I won't say near what is not any answer to we can't see me beat my dad chair your comments as beating so I shall more down for so any be higher for 1 GH.